Hello and welcome to the Forgotten Manual Check. I think that's what this channel is. I forget what video I'm filming half the time. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite and most exciting topics. And it's True Visibility Suite. Or now called VMware Aria Operations for Integrations. But I often call it TVS because, well, you're going to see some of those reasons. And it's powerful. It's really cool. But what I love most about it is the free stuff. I'm a big fan of that free stuff because it means you get some free stuff. As you see, I'm scrolling. There's a lot of stuff that lives within here, right? We go inside of, we're going to go take a look here. What is nice is everything that used to be in standard, and including some components of advanced, became an entitlement that everybody gets, right? Or noted here, Aria blah, 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 are included with all editions of Aria operations. Technically, all editions that are advanced and higher, but regardless, since you can't load some of those things into the non-advanced version. But what you get out of it, you get UCS, you get Dell, you get HP, I guess Cisco for UCS. You get some Dell storage, look at that storage, because we're talking compute. You get HP, you get some IBM, NetApp, some amazing NetApp ones. Pure Storage, wait, what? Pure Storage? And then Cohesity, you're like, oh, that's kind of storage, kind of backup. And I say, you're kind of right. So that's something that is today something you're able to take advantage of, something you can use and consume inside your environment. And I bring it up because I bring it up a lot, because oftentimes people are not aware of that. So what does that mean? And how does this matter? I'm going to go through a couple of other tabs, then we're going to dig right into it from VROP standpoint. If you want to know more about the True Visibility Suite and its different capabilities, which we'll look at real quick, some of these advanced capabilities. You know, my favorite one in here being ServiceNow. Second favorite to that being like Nagios, SCOM, and SolarWinds. You know, in our network stuff around all like the Cisco and networking devices and the Palo and all the virtualization container. Same kind of thing in, how do I go to enterprise? There we go. And some of these other type of stuff, but I want to spend most of the time talking about the free stuff that you are entitled to. Look at that, I highlighted the word entitled. Because if you're not using it today, you should be. Which brings us to, you want to learn a little bit more about it? I may have written a book on it, and a second book, but only in Chinese. So if your Chinese is good, you can check out that book. But this is a free download anybody can get, because I just Googled this, and it was right there on that main page. In addition to that, there is a blog post that came out, this is from a while ago, but it provides some really nice stuff. Literally everything I just said, but in the form of a blog post. This is one of my favorite images that I'll often use and reflect to on this stuff. So the key on this is there's resources, and lots of resources. But let's kind of get into it a little bit. If you're running Aria operations in the SaaS instance, as you can see, this is the SaaS instance of it, or if you're running it on-prem, your view on this will be a little different, right? So if we run inside of, you know, home data sources integrations repository, it'll show all the integrations running inside the cloud version, right? Inside the SaaS instance, there's like 111 there. So if you were to go and type in things like True, it'll be like, hey, here's some True Visibility Suite back on its old name. Or if you were to type in like Management Pack 4, it's gonna be like, hey, here's a bunch of other ones that show up in this list. Formerly under the old name, but now those TVS ones are now called like Aria Operations Management Pack for Pure Storage Flash Array, or Aria Operations Management Pack for PostgreSQL. It was the old TVS one, but it's now been officially renamed inside of here. That's what you're going to see inside of the SaaS instance in the CloudTernet, something that you can go and simply go and click and then deploy that thing immediately. But if you were, look, more available integrations. If you were running this on-prem, then you'd need to go to the marketplace. That's a tab I did not preload, but you would go inside of the VMware Marketplace. That's how I would get there. Google VMware Marketplace. Open up that marketplace and then go look at all of the management packs that they have available. We'll come back to that tab when it loads. So we're going to dig into some of the really fun stuff there is. I talked about UCS. UCS is one of my favorite ones. So the UCS overview. What I like about this is, yeah, it's going to give me, I'm entitled to it, visibility into my chassis and my blades and stuff like that, but everything's green. But what if it's not green, right? I can go down and look at the port channels. And what I love most about this is I've got visibility down to the fan level, right? And other stuff, Ethernet port and blah, blah, blah. But I could just as easily say, you know what? Show me that fan. I want to go look at just that fan. It's going to bring me right into that fan. So if I were, I feel like I've done this in a video before, but if I were pulling this thing up and like, hey, I want to go look at my metric stats speed, because that's really what a fan is looking at, I can go and click the correct link. I can go click the correct calendar item and say, hey, show me that fan for like the last 6 weeks. And I'm able to see it. I can see the highs and the lows. And it could be any other thing inside of that UCS chassis, inside the UCS environment. How that kind of applies out is I opened up that chassis, or actually, yeah, this switch blade part of that UCS environment over here inside of inside the troubleshooting workbench. Yeah, I've got a video on that, and I'm able to see like, hey, here's all the stuff. Here's all the stuff it's attached to. But what's really nice is I go to my scope. This is the relationship of this thing to my power adapters, to this, to that, to my fans, my fiber channel, all that kind of fun stuff. So if I were to be looking at this from a, what the benefit that I'm going to get from using these management packs in there, it expands that reach. So that way I'll be able to tie it back to my virtual machines and what they're talking to and that wider and greater level of infrastructure, you know, so on and so forth, right? Let's see. What do we get at level 3? We get a little more. Look at that. So I'm able to look at that. So if I were doing the same thing again, but troubleshooting workbench through the eyes very specifically of looking just at an individual virtual machine. So I'll grab this one right here just because I know it's big enough. I can go and say, hey, here's my data store that I'm looking at. I'm able to see each of these subcomponents. Whereas had I not loaded these management packs and or these management packs that provide me greater visibility into stuff like Rubric or other stuff inside the environment, I would just see my VM talking to my data store. It would kind of look like this level 0 view, which is basically it's a VM talking to itself. That's what you do when you don't load those management packs, many of which you have entitlement to. So I encourage, go check those ones out. Let's see, what's this other tab I have in here? Yeah, this is one of my favorite ways to do this is we're going to go to Google. We're going to make it here. And what I would do in this scenario, no thanks. What I would do in this scenario is if I want to find out how to configure some of these management packs, I would type something like Cisco TVS VROPS management pack, right? I don't even have to type all that, but it's going to bring me to this docs.vmware management pack for Cisco networking. That is actually not the one I wanted, but that's okay. Because it gets me to this page. Hey, what are the requirements? Pop over into system requirements. I scroll on down, it's going to tell me these are the credentials you need. This is the type of connection you need. So I had an example loaded before where I typed in Cisco TVS UCS and I got this. What are my requirements to connect to Cisco UCS? And it'll tell you, hey, you need this type of account. You only need read-only permission, blah, blah, blah. So if I wanted to do the same type of thing, NetApp TVS VROPS, and I type in NetApp TVS VROPS, I get management pack. Right there, same thing. Go click my Cisco system requirements, and it'll tell me, you need to have this. It's very straightforward, very simple to go about and do all that kind of stuff. So that way, if I go to my marketplace link, never loaded, so I'm not even going to bother with that. If I go and I do each of those things, there you go. That's how you configure them. That's how easy they are to work with. So then when I pop back over into, let's do this view, we're going to finish this up by going back to our integrations, and we're going to go take a look at the information that's contained within some of these. Pop over in our repository. We're doing it live, everybody. Come on. All right, and I go grab one of my TVS management packs. Like, I don't want that one. I want something like, I want the UCS one. So I'm just going to search for the word UCS. There it is. True Visibility Suite Management Pack. I click my 3 dots. I'm going to view the content, and it's going to tell me what's going to be contained within those. Hey, we've got a couple dashboards. Hey, we've got some views in there. Hey, I've got some definitions, right? Blah, blah, blah. A lot of really cool stuff. I've covered this so many times, but that's okay. The point is, you're able to do it yourself. So you can go and add these things in and know how easy it is to find how to get those docs. Those docs being type in the name of the thing, Cisco or UCS, type in TVS, type in VROPS, and you're going to get to this docs page. So that is the fun and easy way to go and to check out this stuff around the True Visibility Suite Management Packs, or what is now known as Aria, Operations for Integrations. Hopefully that was useful. Comment down below. Take a chance. Comment down below and say, hey, I just loaded this management pack. Load the management packs because you're entitled to them. You probably have one of these pieces of compute. You probably have one of these kinds of storage. Do it. Go out there, enjoy it. Like, subscribe, follow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you get some value out of it. But I definitely want all of you to take advantage of these TVS management packs or the Aria Operations for Integration management pack today because you are entitled to them. And there's so many more powerful things you can do with the other ones, but you're entitled to it. So take advantage of the stuff that you're entitled to and get greater operational visibility into everything you're doing today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one.